Welcome, this is chapter 7.1, adding and subtracting polynomials. Here the learning target is understanding how to add and subtract polynomials. The success criteria. Here we have 4. You should be able to do all 4 things to meet the learning target. The 4 success criteria are: I can find the degrees of a monomial. 2. I can classify a polynomial. 3. I can add a polynomial using the properties of exponents. And 4. I can subtract a polynomial using the properties of exponents. Let's do the exploration 1. This is just adding the polynomial. Here you're going to be working with a partner to write the expression modeled by the algebra tiles in each step. Here on the left hand side, you have your algebra tiles, and it is defined by this expression on the right hand side. This 3x, what does that mean? This 3x is represented by these green tiles. Likewise, this is 1x, that's why it's plus 1 green tile here. The plus 2 here is represented by these 2 small yellow ones. The minus 5, which represents negative 5, is represented by these 5 red tiles. Okay? And our goal is to add these polynomials together. Okay, so we're going to add the tiles. All right, so let's see what happens. Okay, so our second step, it seems like it's grouped. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 green tiles. So it seems like the 3x is going to be added to the x. Okay, then you also had these 2 yellow ones, that is that plus 2. Okay, this is the plus 2. Then you have still these 5. Okay, so that should be your negative 5. Right? So if we all count this together, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So there should be 4 x's because there are 4 green tiles. Okay, it seems like we grouped these together, and this became the number 0 because, again, these 2 cancel out. These 2 cancel out, so you're left with negative 3. Okay, so it seems that what is happening is that the plus 2, and there is a minus 2 here. Okay, that's coming because there's also a minus 3. Do you see the minus 3 here? There's the minus 2 here. These will cancel out, okay, because this becomes 0. What you're left with is 4x. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. 1, 2, 3, negative tiles, so that is a minus 3. Okay, good. So, next. Here, you're going to work with a partner to write this expression modeled by these algebra tiles. Same thing, but this time we're going to subtract. Okay, so we have these expression is represented by these number tiles. Okay, again, the 2 yellow ones here is the plus 2. The 2 green one here is represented by the plus 2x, and this large blue one is one of it is represented by the x squared. And here you're going to minus x, the green x, minus 1, which is this negative 1 here. Okay, so what did they do to the second step? Okay, so it looks like here it went from a negative into a positive. How do they do that? They switch the signs on all of this. So, did anything happen to the left side? These number tiles? Nope. So we write it as the same. So that was x squared plus 2x plus 2, parentheses. Here we switched it. So it became a plus, and every single one of these terms switched signs. So that green x became a negative x. So that became a negative x. And the minus here became a positive 1. What's essentially they're doing is they're distributing that negative 1 here out to each term. That is what they're doing. Okay, and they're multiplying when they distribute. So what happens next? Okay, now they rearrange and group things. So again here you had the x squared. Okay, then the two x's are right there. So this is plus 2x. Then they brought that over, so that is your minus x. Then you still have your plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. So this became plus 1, 2, 3. So again, you could put 2 plus 1 or 3 here. So I'm just going to write 3. Next, what happened here? Well, it seems like these two became the number 0 because again, the x here cancels out with this negative x. So what essentially is this step is this. Okay. It was really, there was an x, which is this green x, plus this x minus x plus 3. This was what was going to become the number 0. Cancels out. So what do you have left over? X squared plus x plus 3. Okay? That is how we subtract polynomials. Okay, so here you're going to finish up by communicating your answer. 3 and 4. 3 asks, how can you add and subtract a polynomial? Okay. Again, what we did here is we group the terms together, right? Because that was when we combined all the tiles together, group the terms together, and combined. Okay. And again, I combined it by adding. That is the reason why when we did the subtracting the polynomials, we turned the negative into a positive by distributing. Okay, we can't magically do it. We changed it by distributing. Okay, let's see if we could do that here. But again, we don't have number tiles, so we're gonna do this. Okay, so let's do it. All right. So I'm gonna pull up Paint to do the first one. All right. So here's the first problem. All right, so let me write it out real quick. Okay. X squared plus 2x minus 1 plus 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. All right, so let's combine some terms. So this is the x squared, and this is the 2x squared. All right, so these two go together. So x squared plus 2x squared. All right, then you had the, let me color code this here. Then you have this and this. So that is plus 2x minus 2x. Then you have the third part, which is the minus x and the plus x. Minus x plus x. Do you see how I grouped together, like how I was grouping the tiles? All right, so x squared plus 2x squared, right? They come together, becomes 3x squared. Here you had 2x minus 2x. This became, these terms go to 0. Okay, so this became 0. So this is plus 0. And then you had, you had the negative 1 plus 1. It seems like this also went to 0. So these two also went to 0. So plus 0. So after we simplify, because we don't write the plus zeros, it just becomes 3x squared. Let's see if we are right. Let's check our work. Yep, we are correct. Let's do the second one. Okay, let me just let me just write the problem here. We have 4x plus 3 parentheses plus x minus 2. All right, so let's start grouping things together. All right, we had the 4x and the x, so that is the 4x plus x. Then we had the plus 3 minus 2, so plus 3 minus 2. All right. Okay. 4x plus x, that comes together to make 5x. And here you had plus 3 minus 2. If you want to see this, it looks like this. It had the plus tile here, plus tile here, plus tile here, and 2 minus tiles. Okay. So do you see how this cancels and this cancels? You're left with one positive tile, so it's a plus 1. So your answer here should be 5x plus 1. Let's see, we are right. We are correct. Let's look at part C now. X squared plus 2 minus 3x squared minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. All right. So a couple of things that we have to do here. First of all, we have to deal with this minus. It's really remember, it's a negative one that's out in front. What do we need to do? We have to change the sign by what? Distributing it to each term. Okay. That's the first term, the second term, and then distribute it all the way here to the 5. Okay, so it should look like this. Nothing happened here, so we can just rewrite it without the parentheses. It's really a 1 here. Then we have, I'm just going to make sure okay, it's a minus 3x squared, right? Then it's a minus, right? Negative 1 times 2x, it's a minus 2x. Negative 1 times 5, negative 5, right? So now we can combine some like terms, right? So it seems like the x squared and the x squared here goes together. So the x squared minus 3x squared, okay? Nothing happened here, so it's just a minus 2x. Then you had your plus 2 minus 5, so plus 2 minus 5. So what happened here? Okay, what happened here is that this is like a big x squared. This is a big x squared. Then you had the negative x squared. Then you have a negative x squared, and you also have a negative x squared here. Okay, so these two cancel out. What you're left here is just negative 2x squares. Okay. Anything happen with this negative 2x? Nope. It just comes straight down. What about plus 2 and negative 5? If you would like to see that, it looks like this. It had right here, you had your plus, that's the plus 2. Then you had your minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Okay? These two cancels out. These two cancels out. What you're left with is a minus 3. Okay, so I have negative 2x squared minus 2x minus 3. Let's see if we are right. We are correct. Yep, good. And let's do the last one. Let me find room to write this, then I could zoom it back up. Okay. All right. So this is 2x minus 3x parentheses minus x squared minus 2x plus 4. All right. Make this bigger. All right, so let's take a look. Again, there is a negative 1 out in front. We're going to change this to a positive by distributing. Again, we distribute it to each term. All right. So here you have your 2x minus 3x. Did I write this right? Yeah, 2x minus 3x. Okay, that's interesting. Then we have a negative 1 times x squared, so it's a negative x squared. Then you have a -1 times -2x. So that's a positive 2x. Then -1 plus 4. That becomes a negative 4. All right. So now we can start combining some terms. All right. Okay. So here we just have our x squared, our negative x squared. And then we have, oh, we had these two terms. So you have the 2x. So write 2x. Oop. Oh, there's also plus 2x here. Plus 2x minus 3x. Okay, do you see how these all go together? And nothing happens with that -4. Okay, so these two combine. So how should that look like? Well, it looks like this. Okay, you have your, here's your x, right? Here's your other x, which is your, right, 2x. Then you have your other 2x. Okay, this is the second 2x. All right, so 2x plus 2x. Then you have your minus 2x. So minus 3x. Minus, minus, minus. Okay, so what we can do is that this and this cancels out. So this goes away and this goes away, right? It makes 0, right? Then this goes away. So this goes away. Then this goes away. And this goes away because he makes the number 0, right? All right, so what do you have left with? Seems like you just have one lonely x. So that is just what? Plus 1x. Bring everything else down. So negative x squared bring down the -4. So what do you have as your final answer? Negative x squared plus x minus 4. Okay, let's see if you're right. Yes, we are right. Okay, so there you go. This is the introduction of the section of 7.1. Here we cover both explorations and we communicated our answer. All right, good job.